Capricorn, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-March 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for the lovely Cappies. Let's go, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for Capricorn here? And I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic. I'm sure you are. But yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you could lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it popping. Let's go. What's up with my Capricorns, please? Mid-March, my guides. Let's see what we have for you. All right, nice and quick, that first card popped out. And I have been seeing this water sign type of energy around the Capricorns for like weeks now. This could be revolving around sleep. It could be extremely imaginative, this card, but there are a lot of layers that we need to peel back here. Before we do, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading, have a look at this card. So we see this individual, they're wearing PJs, they got a sleep cap on, there's dream catchers, there's some nonsensical type of imagery going on, very etheric. So when I see dreamy things, I feel like it's two major points that we need to take a look at. One, are you getting proper rest, relaxation, and sleep? Okay, this could be like a Nine of Swords-y thing. You might be having issues sleeping, a little insomnia, stuff like that. If not, Spirit could be giving you a nudge to make sure you're getting proper rest and recuperation, big time here. Another thing I always think of with this card is the imagination. That's why I said it's water sign type of energy. Your mind might be a little more active than normal. Good ideas are possible, but you might need an outlet for them. So in this time, you might be a little more creatively inclined than you normally are. Or if you're feeling a little pent up, you might get some benefit from pushing that creative energy outward into the world. Let's put that down. And yeah, we're going to get into tarot now. Let's get 3 cards in the upright for you before we get the intuitive, juicy stuff going. Let's get a good shuffle here for my Capricorns. And I always say with that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. So keep that in mind. So last week's reading, it did have some challenges, right? I titled my readings as simple as possible. It was titled a big ending or big ending incoming, one or the other. And a thing that I was seeing in the reading itself was a lot of cycles coming to a close. So hopefully if you've been experiencing different types of endings, different cycles closing out, it hasn't been too rough on you. Okay, but we're going to see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, right? Because we could be seeing your vibe, we could be seeing someone else's. Let's get these 3 cards out here. What we got for Capricorn, please? Mid-March. That's being a little specific now. Okay, here we go. All right, that's a card that could represent you, so there might be some things around the self. Could be another earth sign with the Knight of Pentacles. It seems like something that might be slow moving or like getting off to a slow start. You might feel like you're trudging through the muck a little bit with that card. Obviously, it could be many things, right? Let's get 2 more. Thank you. Okay, yeah. So more of this grounded type of energy, Capricorn. So whether that's something you're experiencing or something you need to be doing. Some of you might feel like you're fighting some sort of uphill battle when we have this type of energy, or things could be stabilizing with the Hanged Man in position number 2. Let's see what we have for the 3rd. Thank you. Okay, yeah, here's that closeout cycle type of energy. We have the Death card back here. Don't be nervous about that, especially if you're new to tarot. It's more about the cycles that we were already referencing. So we're seeing a little holdover type of energy from last week. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. Now, at first glance, we are picking up earthy type of energy, grounded type of energy into big change on the back end, or shifts. Like things seem quiet, things seem still, and then possible upheaval with the Death card on the back. But starting with the Knight of Pentacles, like I said, this could represent an individual. So in my simplistic style of reading, since you're an earth sign, when we clarify it, it could tell us something that might be coming towards you, a way you might be feeling, or you might just be connected to another earth sign, like I've been saying. But what this card is very meticulous, slow and steady. Now, Knights are all about progress. They're all about movement. They could also be messengers as well. This is a good one in regards to money or receiving messages. but it is taking its time. This is an energy that cannot be rushed and won't be rushed. It's like if you try to rush this energy, it's going to do the opposite. Okay, so we're just going to place him down right there. Moving over to the second position, we have the Hanged Man. Now, I just want to point this out. Both of these cards on the back end could represent the sign of Scorpio. You might be connected to one or have a prominent one in this time. The Hanged Man could also represent Virgo, according to some readers. I stick with the Scorpio, so we have a double down of that transformative energy here. But when we see the Hanged Man, this is an energy that is full stop. Somebody that has stopped something might need to stop something. This is an analytical energy, so you might be analyzing a person, a situation, an issue with this. It is also a card of self-sacrifice, someone taking one for the team or like sacrificing their happiness for the happiness of others when we see this type of card. But once again, very slow, meticulous, something that might seem like it's barely even moving. Okay, so hopefully you don't feel like you're fighting an uphill battle. We'll see when we clarify. Now, moving to the very back end, we have the Death card. Like I said, this is not something to be feared. It's not something to be nervous about. It is a card of change. When I see it, I like to say it's as if a phoenix is rising from the ashes. So if you have experienced endings and closings, this is Spirit talking about the next chapter, the next level. Okay, so we're still seeing that holdover type of energy. It's transformative, it's change-based, which is another thing I've been seeing for a lot of Capricorns recently. It's also a karmic type of card. So this might be karmic undertones, whether it's karmic debts, karmic lessons, a warning that somebody you're connected to might be experiencing some sort of karmic lesson. It's an interesting vibe. So as you can see, there's a lot of things that could pop off in this week's reading. And I want to dive deeper on all of it. So let's do that, my Capricorn friends. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for my friends. Talk to me. What do we got for Capricorn, please? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reader is just giving you their own interpretation, and I'm giving you mine. Let's go in on that Knight of Pentacles. And if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you feel any messages you want to give to Capricorn, you could drop it down in the comments. I don't mind. Okay, Knight of Pentacles time. And another thing I want to point out, like I've been saying, slow, barely moving into like heavy change and transformation. So I'm interested to see how this plays out. Let's get you one more though. Let's get in on that Knight of Pentacles. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, you might be very skeptical or guarded about something in this time with the Nine of Wands in the upright. This could be another person that's resistant to change as well. So if you are going through changes, shifts, stuff like that, you might be trying to postpone it, stop it, block it. You might be having issues in communication with people as well, like whether it's somebody having a hard time getting a hold of you or you getting a hold of somebody else. There could be big communication blockages here. So I want to see if that persists, right? Because it's that heavy blocked up type of energy that I'm feeling right in the front. But this is very skeptical. So there might be certain situations or issues that might show up throughout the rest of this reading that you have a very skeptical eye about when I see this Nine of Wands, specifically with the Hanged Man in the same reading as well. Okay, so like I said, skepticism, guarded, possible blockages, and communication issues. Let's keep pressing forward. Okay, I feel like Spirit's just giving us a little flavor of energy in the front end here. Let's see what's up with the Hanged Man. I feel like the crux of the reading could possibly be like this Death card on the back end, but we'll see. So why is the Hanged Man here? Thank you. Yeah. Okay. And I'm not laughing at this because it's funny. I'm laughing because if there's someone that thinks they're doing something slick, like they're not fooling you with the Seven of Swords underneath this Hanged Man, it's like you're watching someone, and I hate to use this term, but you're watching someone dig their own grave. Like, oh, this person thinks they're slick. They think they're smart, but I see you. It's like I have eyes on, like, you're not going to get one past me. You're not going to get one over on me. That's a big vibe. Because the Seven of Swords is a bit sneaky, right? You might be very much on guard too, right? Like you might be very suspicious, right? There's an energy of suspicion here in this front end with the skepticism, now with the Seven of Swords, because this is a card of sneakiness, right? So, but I don't see it fooling you. I don't see any sort of, like, if this could be a person, of course, But I feel like a lot of you could be going through serious situations or issues right now, but you kind of have a grasp on that. Or if you don't, you will be having a grasp on this. That's just what I'm feeling here right in the center. So I want to see how it plays out as we move to the end, because the way the energy's shifting, it's like skeptical, watching, guarded. I see you. I see what you're doing. There could be some issues around, but you have eyes on it. Let's go in on that death card. So why is death here? Could be a warning about certain individuals as well, but it could be serious situations. Why is death here? Let's talk about, yeah. Okay. And what is in the darkness will always come to light. We have the Sword of Truth, the Ace of Swords, like just waiting on the right time to drop that hammer or drop that sword literally here. Okay. If there is a sneaky individual or someone playing games, messing around, like it's really not fooling you. And this Sword of Truth will come in eventually. But once again, a card of an ending, a card of a new beginning with this Ace of Swords, the Sword of Truth. I really, really like this. Now, this does talk about some possible monumental shift, right? We've been seeing it for the past 2 weeks with change-based energy, cycle-based beginning, ending, and it's fine. But there is like a stern seriousness to this whole entire spread. And you're no fool to it. Like, you see it, you see the moving parts, you might deep down inside know what needs to be done. But eventually this sort of truth will come in, right? Whatever's going on here with this Seven of Swords can't last with this. This Ace of Swords is the cure for this type of energy. So you could absolutely call somebody out in this time. You might have a harsh talk as well, like where you just like spill the beans, like, all right, yeah, this is what's going on. I know what's going on. Nothing's fooling me here. Right? That's just a huge vibe I'm getting. Now, remember, if this isn't hitting for you, this could be for somebody you're linked to. It's all very personal, but this is interesting. Let's go through and do a quick recap before we get the shadow card. If you kindly look in the box here. Position number 1, we have the Knight of Pentacles with the Nine of Wands in the upright. As I've been saying since the very beginning here, you might be slowing something down, putting blocks and walls up. This is a very skeptical, reserved type of energy, and it might be for a very good reason here in this front end. So I feel like whatever's going on, whatever situations or issues, you have eyes on it here with what's happening here in the front end. But skepticism. In the center, we have the Hanged Man with the Seven of Swords in the upright. This might be a warning about a specific person. If you feel like there's any nonsense or tomfoolery happening, you know what's going on, like, even if it's deep down inside, like you have eyes on, and if you don't know, you're going to know soon, okay? Like there's no getting one past here, okay? Like you see it. And for some of you, yeah, this could be someone trying to analyze you, but there's so much skepticism here, all right? Moving to the back end, and we could have some warnings here in the front, but we have the Death card with the Ace of Swords in the upright. This cyclical, change-based type of energy is showing up, but nothing is going to stay in the shadows forever. Eventually, this Ace of Swords is going to come in. All truth will be revealed, all right? Like if you're watching someone dig their own grave here, or you're watching someone mess around, it's only a matter of time before you call that out. And for a portion of you, this could be some sort of harsh type of conversation as well. It's all good. Please take a screenshot of that, Capricorn. I'm going to get you one shadow card here. I feel like this was very specific, okay? So, I mean, I hope you're not going through any nonsense, but let's get you one shadow card just to see whether it's shadows within yourself or things you might not know just yet. What's going on here? What's in the shadows with Capricorn? If you are feeling very skeptical for some reason, you might have a right to do so, whether it's work things, relationship things, money things. And that's something I'm picking up heavily here. But let's see what's in the shadows. Thank you. Okay, we have the Ace of Cups in the shadows, and believe it or not, this card has shown up in the shadows a couple of times for different signs this week, okay? Ace of Cups is usually a beautiful, harmonious, emotionally stable type of card, new beginnings, all that kind of stuff. Some of you might feel like you're having a hard time emotionally detaching from something. That could be a big thing when this shows up in the shadows. But of course, this could speak about romantic attachments, the Ace of Cups, those that we share emotion and bonds with, right? So there could be something that has affected you emotionally that you haven't quite moved on from yet or worked through completely. I don't want to say not moved on, but this could be some sort of emotional pain showing up in the shadows, right? And the Ace of Cups generally is a very good, prosperous type of card, but just know in this time, your emotional state might be a little different than it usually is. You might be feeling things a little deeper than you normally do when it shows up in the shadows. So Capricorn, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give the details of the March subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the February subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced in my community tab after this week's fire and air sign readings. But for March, I'll be giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot of the Owls. This is a new deck and it is absolutely awesome. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are. And second, let me know down in the comments out of this week's reading, which card spoke to you the most. At the end of the month, the winners will be in the community tab. Once again, my friends, much love to you, and I'll see you next time.